Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about Linux socket programming. Linux socket programming is a new method of communicating with applications which is located in different systems. It is a two-way communication link between two programs running on a network. You can also communicate between two processes through socket on same machine, but mostly it is used for communicating over network. Sockets are supported by operating systems like Windows, Mac, Unix, Linux, and many other. Here, a combination of local socket and the socket at the remote system is also known as footable. In each connection between two processes running at different systems can be uniquely identified through their footable. Applications of sockets. Sockets acts as the interface between user process and network protocol stacks in kernel. Functions in sockets are used by the user process to send or receive packets and to do other socket operations. Here is an example of Berkeley sockets. Berkeley sockets is an application programming interface for internet sockets and unique domain sockets used for inter-process communication. Sockets were first introduced in 2.1 Berkeley sockets and then refined into their current form with 4.2 Berkeley sockets. The sockets feature is now available with most current Unix system releases. Types of sockets. There are four types of sockets available to the users. Stream sockets, datagram sockets, raw sockets, sequenced packet sockets. Stream sockets. Stream sockets provide sequenced two-way byte streams with a transmission mechanism for stream data. This socket type transmits data on a reliable basis in order and without off-band capabilities. Datagram sockets. Datagram sockets provides datagrams which are connectionless messages of a fixed maximum length. This type of socket is generally used for short messages such as name server or time server because the order and the reliability of message delivery is not guaranteed. Raw sockets. Raw sockets provide access to internal network protocols and interfaces. This type of socket is available only to the users with root user authority or to non-root users who have the capability. Sequenced packet sockets. This socket provides sequenced, reliable, and unduplicated flow of information. Types of network communication systems. There are two types of network communication models such as open systems interconnection and transmission control protocol. In open systems interconnection model is a conceptual model which enables communication systems to communicate using standard protocols. Transmission control protocol. Transmission control protocol is a protocol that maintains a network conversation with application programs to exchange data. Features of Transmission Control Protocol. Transmission Control Protocol works with the Internet Protocol, which defines how computers send packets of data to each other. Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol are the basic rules defining the Internet. Transmission Control Protocol is a connection-oriented protocol, which means a connection is established and maintained until the application programs at each end have finished exchanging messages. It determines how to break application data into packets that networks can deliver, send packets to, and accept packets from the network layer, which manages flow control. And it is meant to provide error-free data transmission that handles retransmission of dropped packets as well as acknowledgement of all packets that arrive. For example, when a web server sends an HTML file to a client, it uses the HTTP protocol to do so. The HTTP program layer asks the transmission control protocol layer to set up the connection and send the file. The transmission control protocol stack divides the file into packets numbers them, and then forwards them individually to the Internet Protocol layer for delivery. Although each packet in the transmission will have the same source and destination Internet Protocol addresses, packets may be sent along multiple routes. The transmission control protocol layer in the client computer waits until all of the packets has arrived, then acknowledges those it receives and asks for the retransmission based on missing packet numbers, then assembles them into a file and then delivers the file to the receiving application. Advantages of sockets. When programming with sockets, we will usually create server and client programs. The server will set listening for incoming connections from clients and handle them. This is very similar to the situation that exists with internet sockets, but with some fine differences. If we see in a Unix socket, a Unix socket is used in a client-server application framework. A server is a process that performs some functions on a request from a client. Most of the application level protocols like FTP, SMTP, and POP3 make use of sockets to establish connection between client and server and then for exchanging data. We can conclude that socket is merely an endpoint in communication. There are a number of Linux function calls that operate on sockets. Sockets help application process to communicate with each other using standard Unix file descriptors. Many routines exist to help ease the process of communication. Sockets are flexible and sufficient. Efficient socket-based programming can be easily implemented for general communication. It causes low network traffic. Socket-based communications allow only to send packets of raw data between applications, but both the client side and server side have to provide mechanisms to make the data useful in any way.